What's up, everyone? This is that PlayStation Gamer. So yeah, we're gonna respond to a Harman Smith video. Basically him just dick riding NSO online, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because you're paying for what, $50 a year for essentially a bunch of games that any device could basically, emulate these games. So let's just get into it, because I got a feeling I'm gonna need all the help I could get with this one.
The last the Nintendo Direct a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago now, one of the interesting things about it is that the Nintendo Switch Online got a Game Boy and Game Boy Advance expansion. Now, this is something that I personally really wanted. This is something that I expected. This is something I'm really happy about. I've actually been spending a lot of time playing old Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games. Wario Land 3, Super Mario Land 2, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Like, absolutely stellar stuff. I love it. But
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
No way. Harman Smith thinks Game Boy emulation is good and Game Boy Advance emulation is good? No way. It's not like this man gargles the balls of Nintendo every chance he gets, to the point that it almost just comes off as everyday conversation for him.
The thing that really interests me about this particular announcement is that it does kind of feel like this is the tipping point. It does kind of feel like the narrative that's been prevalent since the service's announcement, since 2017. Actually, was it in 2016? I think it was 2017, yeah. Ever since the service's announcement in 2017, was that the prevailing narrative among YouTubers, among gaming journalists, among analysts, was that Nintendo Switch Online was a bad deal.
Yeah, because it is a bad deal, especially compared to Gamepass and PlayStation Plus Extra. I mean, hell, PlayStation Plus Extra, next week you guys literally get a brand new game that's not even a whole year old, and that is Horizon Forbidden West and a bunch of other games too. And they are adding to their backwards compatibility list, the platinum tier. But I would tell people to get the extra tier. But yeah, NSO is a bad deal compared to Game Pass and PlayStation Extra, because those services actually give you newer games, while NSO gives you a bunch of old retro games that they actually did sell at one point on the Wii, the Wii Virtual Console, and they just decided to shut it down. And now it's like, oh, well, hey, you have to subscribe to this shitty service in order to play a bunch of old games that, hell, at one point you might have just freaking bought. Hell, you might actually own a physical copy, or you buy it on the Wii store. But it doesn't matter, because now you have to sign up for the service in order to play a game that, like I say, you might have bought at one point.
They complained about games coming out of the trickle. They complained about not being able to purchase games. They did all this stuff. They whined, they complained, they stamped their feet. They said everything about the service was wrong, from the price point to the way they released their games, to the games they chose to release, from the changes made from the virtual console system. And I knew right away that it wasn't true.
How is it not true? Criticism is criticism. It does not matter if you agree with it. It does not matter if you disagree with it. Guess what? It is still criticism. You are allowed to find something, a flaw in something, and be like, hey, this could be better. You're trying to basically go, well, because my opinion says this is actually a really good service. That means any criticism someone makes is negated because I think it's good. Harman, this is why I wanted the corporate slave awards to come back, because you are the top tier Nintendo fanboy. Even other Nintendo channels don't like you. They just want to avoid you at all costs. And it's just hilarious to me. It's hilarious that you will negate any criticism just because you don't like it. You don't like it. Hey, people tell me The Last of Us is not that good. Guess what? I don't disagree with them. I don't, sit there and agree with them either. I just say, hey, that's your criticism. If you don't like it, good for you. It is still valid. But you have to go the extra mile. You have to be always right. So when someone criticizes your precious little Nintendo, then you get well, no, that's not true at all. Just shows you have the maturity of a 5-year-old, which would actually explain some things, because, well, you did actually confirm you're autistic.
And over the past 10 years, that's become like the default as to how you handle your gaming news announcements. And as a result of that, like game journalists cannot influence people's opinions on Nintendo games as thoroughly as they used to. And it's been something that's been ragging on them for years. They hate that. And I think Nintendo Switch Online is the same way, honestly.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Harman, what the hell are you talking about? We went from talking about NSO being, in your mind, a good deal to talk about game journalists want to, tell people, oh, well, this is a bad deal because this is how they want to get some kind of influence. What the fuck? What? People are not, journalists aren't talking about this. You know who are talking about this? YouTubers who make videos about how they don't like NSO or how they just, their opinions in general. I have never seen a game journalist talk about NSO. If anything, if they talk about it, they're kind of actually sucking it off because, oh, look, GoldenEye. GoldenEye. Hey, this is NTPG here. I'm going to have to start clipping some of this stuff. What I mean by clipping is start cutting the sections up because he basically starts ranting and rambling at this point, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much more I can take because it just seems like he's basically doing what he always does. It's just kind of running off the cuff like, oh, this is their fault, this is their fault, this is their fault. It's just like, I don't know what to do. I was trying to make a clever little edit, make it, because there was a moment where he's like, being a little slow. He's trying to think everything through. But then it's like, I was going to try to make it sound like dial-up sound. Everyone makes that fucking joke. But it's like, here's my joke. Harman Smith is very fucking dumb, and he doesn't know what he's doing. He just like literally is just ranting and rambling to the point that he doesn't even have in his mind what he's talking about. So it's like, yeah, I think we're getting close to the end here.
YouTubers have spent the past couple of years trying to convince you that this was a bad deal. Like, the rallying cry for them for the past couple of years has been like, oh, you can just emulate that. You can just pirate it and you can get the same experience. But I think with the advent of Game Boy Advance, that is no longer true because there are aspects of the Game Boy Advance that cannot be emulated properly. Specifically, like the connectivity with like Pokemon games, multiplayer. You have like WarioWare Twisted. You have like motion sensing technology for games like Mario Galaxy and stuff like that. You have like online features. You have all these things that just make emulation a complete chore. And because like Nintendo Switch Online is under one umbrella because it's one service, first of all, like everyone who's regularly playing these games is generally doing it on the service. And
Harman, sweetie, I hate to tell you this, but NSO is emulation. Literally, it's an emulator. It's just a bunch of emulators. It's a NES emulator, it's a Super Nintendo emulator, it's an N64 emulator, it's a Game Boy emulator, it's a Game Boy Advance emulator, and it's a Sega Genesis emulator. The only difference between NSO and the emulators that are out there for everyone else to download for free is, well, they're free. But you have to pay for NSO. You have to keep paying to play those games, and you have no control over what's going on. So, do you want to play, like let's say the Super Mario Brothers 3 at, like 120 frames with like a fast forward ability so you can, make it quicker, or you want to mod little new monsters in or something. You could do that on the, let's just say a NES emulator on a computer, but you can't do that on NSO because guess why? Nintendo doesn't want to do that, so you're at their mercy. Do you not understand how this all works? Do you not understand how emulation works? Nintendo's literally using an emulator And yet, for whatever reason, you are trying to demonize emulators, even though your precious Nintendo, your precious NSO, it's literally an emulator.
Over time, as that service has become more and more people are playing their older games on it. And because this is fully featured, and because it has everything that you could possibly want from a service like this, more and more people are starting to wake up to the fact that like the agenda being shoved in their face before it was even available, that like, oh, this service, it's a bad deal. Don't pay for Nintendo Switch Online. It was never actually true. It was ridiculous. It was like it was a farce. It was like an attempt at like downplaying something that would have been very, very popular among a lot of people. I think that like the vast majority of the gaming population don't actually know just what's available on Nintendo Switch Online. Just how many great games are available for there right now. You know, Earthbound is a good example. How many people have actually, taken the time to play?
Oh my god. It's just non-stop dick riding. My god. Just non-stop. Not the slightest bit of criticism. Not even the slightest bit of criticism. He just constantly riding that Nintendo dick so fucking hard. I was literally trying to edit in that song from Boondocks, Dick Riding. But now I decided not to, because I could get copyright claim. Because to be honest, Harman Smith ain't worth getting copyright claimed over. But god damn, just my god, how much is Nintendo paying you to be this retarded? How much? How much is Nintendo giving you the nice reach around, Harman? It's a fucking, I don't know who the fuck is the CEO of Nintendo. But are they giving you a nice sloppy toppy? Are they just making you feel like the specialist boy that ever existed? Just Jesus fucking Christ. Man, I know I'm a PlayStation fanboy, and I know I'll get labeled as that. I'm a Last of Us fanboy, but even I have fucking criticisms of PlayStation. But this man is just like constantly sucking them off, just like in the most embarrassing way possible. He is accepting the most mediocre fucking thing. Congratulations, you can play Game Boy games now, and they're still sucky. They are still trash games. They weren't meant for fucking consoles. You don't even get to fucking mod in shit. You don't even get to change anything. Nope, just the old fucking Game Boy game. And God forbid if you want a Pokemon game, because it doesn't look like Pokemon's going to be wearing in the fucking future. Just, god damn. I'm done. This is the end of the video. I know there's more, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You can't make me. There is nothing on this fucking earth can make me. I don't care if fucking Jesus Christ came down with a fucking gun and put it in my fucking face. Like, you're gonna finish the rest of the fucking video. I'm like, blow my fucking brains out. Please, God, please. You'd be doing me a favor so I don't have to live in a world with Harman Smith anymore. Good Lord, this man is such a dick rider for Nintendo. I wonder if the fucking... I wonder if he's got impregnated by a Nintendo CEO. That would actually make so much sense. Because he might be a fucking bitch. And that would actually explain why his stomach seems to be getting bigger. And why he's got fucking man tits that rivals the fucking most fabulous women I've seen in my life. Jesus fucking Christ. I am done. You guys owe me. You owe me a like. You owe me a subscribe. You owe me a comment. Whatever. Because this is hard to get through. And now I got it on the fucking B-roll footage. Y'all motherfuckers owe me. This better get some fucking views. Because this is pain. I do not fear the dentist anymore. I do not fear getting my teeth pulled. Because I had to sit here and edit through a Harman Smith video that was so boring, so fucking minute. I would have rather watch all the episodes of Velma and the Halo TV show over and over on fucking constant loop, because it fucking goes crazy. Just might actually find the shows good after going crazy for like 20 fucking rounds, then ever deal with his crap again. Peace out and have a good day.